Hello, everyone. Fret here, and welcome to another Fret Story Time. Guess we gotta do the intro. So, my name is Fret, and I am a puppet who is being controlled by Octavius, who is the puppeteer. He's right over here. So, when I tell these stories, I'm telling them from his perspective. So, when I say I really mean him, not me, because I'm Fret. So, here we go. So, with this story time, this one is about, I don't know what he was, but it's regards to, alright, let's just start from the beginning. I'm getting ahead of myself. So, this is from my youth. So, I had just moved out on my own. And with every household, we had an apartment. You need a phone. And back in the day, I did have a landline for the children who may be watching. I'm sure there isn't any, but a landline is a phone for your house. Like, it wasn't a cell phone, so you couldn't take it with you. It was just a phone for the house. Back when I was in my teens, we did have cordless phones, so you could walk around the house with it or your apartment. But, you know, you could go as far as maybe your front door, maybe your porch or your back deck if you had one of those. But that's as far as you could go. So with this, I needed a cell phone. So I went and got a prepaid phone. I did have that's a whole nother story. I'm not going to get into that. So I had a prepaid, which was fine. It was a phone I could take with me. I could get calls. It did what I needed to do. So I had just gotten this phone, new number, everything, and out of the blue, I think I had it for maybe a couple days, and out of the blue, I get this phone call. Now, I didn't get a lot of calls because I didn't really have that many friends or people that called me. I had a lot of friends, but I would just talk to them at work. I really wasn't a big talk on the phone guy. Plus, this was a prepaid phone, so I didn't want to use up all my minutes. So, I get this random call, and it's from a stranger. Shouldn't answer the phone. I don't know why I did, but it turns out the caller that this was his previous number, and he had a proposal for me, and it was an interesting one. So he's going on and on about how he used to have this phone, and he has a bunch of clients that he couldn't lose contact with them. Which in my mind, I'm like, why don't you just call him up and tell him you got a new number? Like, what are you bothering me for? Like, this ain't my problem. So he didn't want to hear that. Basically, what he wanted from me was like, if any of his clients called that number, which was my number now, to set up a date or like a time and date. Like, he wanted me to be his secretary. Set up a time and date for him, and then give him a call to let him know what time and date I set up, or we set up. Which I'm like, I'm not gonna do that. Like, what? Like, I don't even know you, man. Like, why would I do that? He did make it sound like I would get paid, but I didn't know this dude. And plus, let's just say his clientele was not on the legit side. And I can't say for certain what he did, but I could tell just by his name alone that it wasn't legit business. And his name is probably going to be the title for this video, actually. God, anyway, his name, I wish I had a drum roll. It's a crazy name. It reminds me of, if anyone who watched the Boondocks, it's kind of like a pimp named Slickback. Like, before that. Like, this is way before the Boondocks came out. And it was hilarious. His name was Dat One Cat. Dat One Cat. D-A-T, not that. That would be too proper. He went with Dat One Cat. And I know because I remember because he kept repeating it. Like he wanted to ingrain it in my mind, and I'm like, I'm not doing this, dude. Like, no. Like, so I ended up refusing him, and then I hung up the phone. And you would think that'd be it. Like, no more call. Like, he would admit defeat, realize he lost his number or whatever, and then move on and go about his day. But no, he doubles down. So he calls back, but I didn't answer the phone. I'm like, whatever, dude. I'm done with this. Not gonna play these games. So he leaves me a long voicemail on the phone, which I went through the first couple seconds, but after that, I'm like, nah, he's just going over the same. And it was a long voicemail, super long. So I'm like, nah, I'm done. Delete, and then I go about my day. And then sure enough, he calls back again the next day, basically going over the same stuff again, another super long voicemail. And for those who know prepaid phones, even voicemails, they count towards your minutes. So basically, he's burning through my minutes like candy. He's going like these 30-minute voicemails, basically going over the, like, I know he was doing it on purpose. He was harassing me, using up. I don't know if he knew that the phone that I had was prepaid, but he was harassing me, and through his harassment, he was costing me money. Because I would put, $20, $30 on his phone, and that would last me the month. Because I didn't use my phone like that. I just used it, for quick communications. Like, I wasn't getting on there and, talking long in the night. But he was just going through my number, my minutes. So about a week into this, I'm like, dude, I gotta get this handled. So I call up Verizon, and I'm like, man, I need a new number. And I tell them this dude's harassing me, using up all my minutes. Now, usually back in these days, they wouldn't just hand out a new number like that. Like, in order for you to get a new number, you would basically have to activate a new phone line. And I guess that wouldn't be too difficult with a prepaid phone, but I didn't have enough money to buy another phone to get a new number. So I pleaded. I was like, I need a new number. Like, this dude won't stop. And I didn't put like $100 worth, into prepaid minutes, and this dude's just running through them. Now, that sounds like nothing today, but back in the day, that was a lot of money. Well, back in my day, or his day. So thankfully, this customer service rep was able to help me out and got me a new number, so I didn't have to deal with Dat One Cat anymore. And I'm thankful that I didn't have to deal with it that long, because I could tell this dude, like, it was increasing. Like, I don't know what he would end up doing, but he was going off the handle. Like, I think he was a pimp. He made it sound like, whatever. I'm not gonna. It was crazy, but I don't know. I don't know what he was for sure. But I knew it was a shady business, and I didn't want to be any part of it. But that was my story of Dat One Cat. If you guys had any strange things like that happen, I would love to hear them. But anyways, this is Fret, and that was my story time. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.